beat.
Drum roll.
I can beatbox if you need.
Can you repeat the question, Darren? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear the question, Darren.
I didn't ask a question.
Man, you got fucking wasted at that wedding, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a little bit too much to drink. Good thing my wife drove.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. All right,
Mrs.
well,
Daren.
Mrs. Darren.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she had an account.
This is Daren.
This is Darren or Mrs. Darren?
Oh, wait. What are you talking about?
I said Mrs. Daren.
Oh, Mrs. Daren. Yeah, that's my wife.
Get out!
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'll join your stupid club. Yeah. I was like, all
I
right.
love it.
She's like, I
love
don't
it.
plan to really like post anything, but I'm just gonna kind of be a lurker. I'm like,
Make
all
sure
right.
you're not talking to any females.
Yeah, right.
Make sure you're not wasting the mortgage money.
Yeah, those are the reasons.
Yeah, now he's got to be careful about what he says here.
No, I'm fine. She's not gonna listen to this shit.
I don't blame her. I wouldn't either. That being said, welcome to the AfterWhores podcast, episode 5. Your host, Chief, accompanied by co-host NewFish, Big Pond.
Hey, NewFish, Big Pond here.
Daren.
Yep, Daren here.
And BobDog.
Yo, what's up?
All right, boys. Real yeah. Real fucking weird week, huh?
What a week it's been.
What could we talk about?
Stocks only go up.
Where are all the bears at? I got my penis out.
I feel like this is the week
The
of the
bears are
bears,
gone.
right? No?
Mm-hmm.
Are we thinking different right here? Like, I'm thinking that this might be a bearish week. So you think it's going to still be a bullish week?
I think SPY is going to fucking go down, but I don't know.
Yep. So last week in Bloomberg, I read that this coming week that we're having, that we start tomorrow, is supposed to be, last week was setting up retail to be exit liquidity this coming week for institutions. So I imagined if that plays out, then we'll see SPY drop.
Do we know? I haven't looked at a SPY chart, but do we know if like smart money's been accumulating throughout the week?
It looked like smart money was buying the dip. Like every dip was getting bought up. So it looks like that's where smart money was buying.
Gotcha. So we think that they're just trying to keep support up, so retail keeps flowing in, retail money keeps flowing in, and then smart money's gonna fucking rug it like the after hour coin.
That's what I read. That's what I read in Bloomberg. Yeah, it was pretty much the same quote. It said just like the after hour coin.
Wow, it's a very specific quote there.
Well, it was a very specific coin, Daren.
It was a very specific article.
It was a very specific way it played out.
It was, and
we can talk about that during that segment, though.
I mean, we don't exactly have segments lined up, so if we wanted to talk about it now, we could just talk about it now.
Well, boys, let's fucking roll since we're in it.
Do it.
Let's roll.
All right, let's start.
So, I mean, hey, look, NewFish, Big Pond. I was very displeased, as everyone could see by my comments and my posts. I was very displeased with the way that the launch or rollout of the coin happened. After Hours was notified last. By the time that we all found out about it, everybody was in who was going to make money was already in, and we were basically exit liquidity at that point. Within 2 hours of me purchasing the coin, it lost 50-60%, something like that.
It was crazy. It happened
2 hours was 15%. 2 hours was 15%. That's right.
Yeah.
But within 2 days, it went down 95%. And I understand that Sir Jack did his live stream, and that is what it is. I understand that he probably had the best of intentions, but it did not play out the way that it should have, or in an appropriate way for the community.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm not full disclosure. I'm not really privy to the whole shitcoin crypto market. I kind of just follow Bitcoin because, I mean, it's Bitcoin.
It's all that matters.
Right.
Exactly. It's all that matters.
Yeah.
But
It's the
I know people can make money on plays like this and have made a shitload of money on plays like this with significant fucking, 1,000% returns. But yeah, my issue, I was never planning on getting in it. So obviously I didn't lose any money because I didn't put any money in it. But my issue was, like you said, Fish, just about the way that it was rolled out. I mean, how the fuck are you gonna post? And it sucked during a live stream too, because I just got on when conveniently Sir Jack's headphones died and the stream ended. I was gonna double down asking that question, like, how the fuck are you gonna roll this out on X before you do on After Hour? And the explanation that was given was total bullshit, in my opinion.
It absolutely was total bullshit.
I don't believe that for a goddamn second.
Nor do I.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like, just be honest, be transparent. That's what the whole app's about, or what I thought the whole app was about. That being said, I don't think there were really any ill intentions from Sir Jack. I think it was just a fumble and a fuck up.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to not hold that against him or the app, but now that's kind of a stain on the reputation, and it's going to be in the back of my head moving forward.
Yeah.
Well, like, his app has been like magnificent. I love it. And it just flows so well. Like, it's really good UI. It's just it's definitely like a work of art, I think. And all of us, coming together on there and sharing our portfolios and whatnot. I just think it's just a great idea.
Yeah, it's a cool fucking space, dude.
Yeah, and then up until this coin launch, it's just all fucking
Exactly.
It's like a speed bump or whatever. I don't know. I only put at the time I probably only put $20 into the coin. I was like, okay, I'll support this. And just by the next day, it dropped down 99.7%. Oh, wait a second.
So,
this is a rug pull. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I've tried to play some of these meme coins because there's some people that make a shitload of money, and like I've never had success because you have to like buy and then they immediately dump, and like at the end of the day, like I don't know, it's a meme coin. I was kind of degenerate and put $500 in, but I was also I think I was the first person after hour to post it because
You were.
I saw his tweet on X, but it was 27 minutes after he tweeted too. Like it wasn't like I just caught it immediately and I was like, well shit, this thing's gonna pump.
Right.
So I went and I put 500 in and it went up 60% within like a few minutes. And but then it just started freaking dumping. Like you could just see everybody. I don't know, it looked like one of the whales that got in early was dumping, but I don't know enough about it. So I was like, well fuck it, I'm out too then.
So what'd you lose?
I think I walked out with like 150 gain.
Oh shit!
Yeah, go BobDog. One of the few.
But that's BobDog. That's because you doubled down after the rug pull, right?
Well, then yeah, I think was it yesterday? Daren was like, I guess he was being degenerate and is like, I'm gonna go buy some after hour coin, and really like it was at the bottom. Like it was actually a really smart play because I guess whatever that $40,000 that's locked in it. So it barely had more than that. So it was a good play. So I put like another $100 in, and I think it's up like 5% right now. Like I don't know. I don't really care if I lose that.
Yeah.
So. I just want to thank Double Down to Win. I just saw his name and I was like, you know what?
I love.
I'm just gonna put another $20 out on this thing. So like now I have a million after hour coins, which is not really that much to be honest. I think it's a 1 billion supply. But I think all of us now have like a million, right?
I've got like 565,000.
I have 0.
Yeah, I got 1.2.
Way to support the community, Chief.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
do
you
it.
gotta get in after this.
I
This
support
is
the
the
community
bottom,
in
man.
other ways. I
Like,
support the
that's-
community in other ways, like blasting that douchebag dick.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people like to blast that douchebag.
I mean, hey, all right. Real quick tangent. The reason I'm never gonna block that little fucking cocksucker is because that's what he wants. He wants to be blocked by people that call him out, so that he can go keep being a douchebag in other people's fucking posts, acting like he knows what he's talking about when he doesn't, and not get called out for it. He'll just have his little ragtag group of fucking pre-cum supporters, all failed abortion babies, just fucking emoting on his shit, and no one's gonna call him out if everyone keeps blocking him. So I'm just gonna fucking ride the wave.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. Just let it go.
Yeah,
No, they don't need to block.
I'm virtually holding you back, man.
It's just funny. It's just fucking funny.
I don't
Look.
know. He's been around After Hour for a while. I'm just used to him, but sometimes he might take it too far, and someone like Chief might come in and
Well, when you're
call
trying
him
to
out on
fucking
shit.
when you're trying to bully kids that are doing better than you're doing, like Lando, for instance, who's showing proof and actually offering value to the community, then like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're not that much older, you little fucking shit. You know what I mean?
Dick's trades are
Garbage, hot garbage.
yes, they're not fucking good.
They're hot steaming shit like the fucking porn he watches.
Allegedly.
Fucking scat porn. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
Apparently,
I
he does
haven't
like
seen
shit.
Well, it's what he posts, so hey.
Well, here's the thing when you're just a raging fucking piece of shit douchebag. People don't like you, right? And when people don't like you, then people will start to tell people that also don't like you things about you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyway, back to the coin.
Back to the coin.
We're
It's
keeping it alive.
Look,
There's
guys,
just so much.
to touch back on what Daren was saying. Like the community really is a good community, right?
Mhm.
The After Hours app is a great place to be if you're like us and you want to talk to like-minded people about stock and investments and get different ideas and just learn. It's a wonderful place to be, and I have never had a problem with After Hour up until this coin. It rocked a bit of my trust in the After Hour as a company, but not as a community. So while I did disconnect my port, I'm certainly not leaving the app. I love the community, and if the trust can be rebuilt, then I'll reconnect my port.
That's a great way to put it too. I also never lost any trust in the community. It was just shit way to do it. And a disservice to the loyal people that are on the app that have been supporting it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my thought process here is, it's already dropped 99%. Whoever's left is actually, believing.
Can only go up.
Can only go
Buy the
up from
dip.
here. I bought the fucking dip. That's what I did. A few
Buying red
times.
days.
I made
Yeah.
a post and Sir Jack commented on it, and I was like, I actually bought more today. I was like, buy the dip, right?
I don't know. If I was Sir Jack and I was feeling all bad about this thing, I would just go and just drop like 500K on the coin or some shit if I could afford it.
Yeah, he can afford it. It would show
just
goodwill
imagine
to the
that.
community.
Yeah, if he did that, and it pumped, like current
And he
investors
told the
could just
community he
get
was
out,
going to do it
with a
first.
profit. Yeah, the believers, they could get out. And then anyone who wants to, hold on more and, just it would be starting the coin the proper way. He should have started it with After Hour, just that's
Yeah,
it.
like, hey, in 1 hour this is going to be live.
Exactly.
people know it's
I am
coming.
starting an After Hour coin, my people. This is your chance. And
Let people
then,
get prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put their $5
I would have gone so much
down
bigger
already.
too. I would have done way more than I did too. Like if we prepare and like. And
Yeah,
I don't
so
know. Yeah, you need to almost like lock it down. Like I think for a lot of these, you can actually like lock down to where like people can't take their money out either. Like I know that may be a little controversial and have to figure out like the logistics of that, but some way they just can't freaking dump it. Like
Yeah,
lock it
I
down for like a time period, like a week or
yeah.
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's called
sometimes coins.
staking.
Gotcha. Like I
Yeah,
said, I don't
I
know
think.
shit about this.
No, I'm just saying, anytime people make these coins, they should just stake whatever they have, and that would actually just help with, more longevity. But a lot of these coins are just made for just like a meme, like the Pope of the United States, right?
Yeah. Pope
That
Trump.
shit came up, that shit blew up, and I'm sure it's already going down now. Like it's just it happens every day, though. Anytime some sort of event comes out, there's some sort of meme coin about it. It pumps, it dumps. So I was
I
hoping after I would be a little different, but just the execution was just, honestly terrible. And everybody knows it now. I think there's still a chance if he did like some sort of relaunch, let everybody know in after hour he's going to drop, like some sort of amount of money or something, and then get everybody a chance to invest, But at the same
yeah.
time, I think ultimately it would dump. I don't think people would just hold on, to 1,000-time gains.
I think
for very
that's the
long.
problem is those things jump so freaking fast. I mean, it's pretty enticing. Like if you're holding a
Yeah,
stock and it goes up 10%, it's kind of like in this market, you kind of take the profits and you run. It's like when you're sitting on something that shoots up 100% in 10 minutes. Like, what do you do?
Right.
It's a
That
tough one.
well, that's kind
yeah,
of like that's a
I
pivot into
understand.
like. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I understand anybody. I was just saying, I don't understand anybody who like put in a small amount and then just sold. Um, at like a huge jump. I understand it, but it's just the coin's not going to go anywhere if you just sell automatically. So
Mhm.
What
it's
I
one of those
hope
words.
people understand is like if you're a newer investor, you're just getting into investing or trading, like that's not investing. You want to set apart or set aside, a few $100s or whatever you can afford to try to play pump and dump coins like that. Like you want to first focus on a portfolio and getting good stocks and understanding what you're buying, not just trying to fucking strike lightning, in my opinion. And that's it that's what kind of sucks. I don't know if that's why there's the mentality there is with a lot of younger investors, like that grew up seeing the meme coin pump and dumps and like people getting rich and like the get rich quick bullshit. But that's not how you build wealth.
No, I think a lot of the younger generation is looking for, like you said, the meme coin overnight wealth, or the GameStop, uh, saga. I mean, that thing is just. I mean, is it going to happen again? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
the overnight wealth, that happens like every day, pretty much. Like you
it's
just got to be in early enough.
right,
Yeah,
right. I
you
mean,
keep
Yeah,
chasing it, you're gonna lose money.
you look at
true.
you look at atypically erect on After Hour, right? His portfolio matches his username.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know, because he manages to find the stocks early, and then he gets the 700% gains. But
Yeah, that
that's
dudes are
not the
crazy.
typical.
No.
Exactly.
it's
But
No,
pretty
you know what? He's
atypical, wouldn't you
he's a
patient
say?
too,
crazy good
though.
trader. He's a crazy
He's
good
very
trader.
patient though too. He lets this shit sit for months.
He does.
Like where most people it goes down, then they'd sell, and he just fucking holds it. And yeah, super impressive.
It's
Yeah.
conviction, baby. I'd love to have him on to talk about his strategy.
oh, for
Oh
sure.
man.
He
He
had like well, he gets like what 50 stocks or whatever, and then he just like waits. I
Way too
don't
much
know.
for me to
It's
manage.
crazy. I right? It gives me like
You start getting some
ADHD looking at
anxiety.
his portfolio.
It's
Yeah.
like it's kind of like the dick index, but it's actually good.
Right?
it's a
Yeah.
dick index, but it's actually profitable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a giant pile of shit where you just left holding the bag.
Well, okay, but last year the Dick Index did make money. Just this year it didn't so far.
I mean, that's what
Well,
happens. That's what happens when you just fucking follow whales and try to turn it into a fucking regurgitation of bullshit nonsense.
I'd be
Yeah.
interested to know what percentage he made last year.
Same.
Well, you'll never
He
know.
shared it.
Yeah, you will never know. I,
Right.
you, I can guarantee you I spent more money on my tattoos than he has in his fucking portfolio.
Oh,
Why is he so
no
obsessed
idea.
with your tats, bro?
I don't know. I don't know. He just wants to take my shirt off and like I don't know if he wants to like lick me
Yeah.
or shit on me or what.
And he's obsessed that I
Ooh.
have a wife and kids. He's like, "Hey, wife and kids guy."
Yeah, it's so
Right.
weird.
Like what the fuck? Like, who gives a shit?
Like, first
Like,
of all,
I'm,
how is that an insult?
All I
I'm
see is
Yeah,
Charlie
hey,
Sheen winning.
how dare
Right?
you be a father?
Fucking idiot.
Fuck you,
Little
you
fucking
father.
idiot.
Anyways, that dick bag is taking enough of this fucking show. What do we think, guys?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, let's move on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fuck.
that's just a sign of someone that's never been slapped in the fucking mouth before. That's all I'm gonna say.
But he needs to be.
Correct.
Do we want to talk about our
Theoretically.
portfolios?
Yeah. Let's talk about where we're at, what we're thinking, what we did. What did we do? BobDog, I think on Thursday you went all into cash, right?
I did. I've never I've gone heavy cash, but I sold fucking everything. 401k, Roth IRA, taxable, all of it. Because,
Damn.
well, I mean, just I don't know. I was like, I couldn't find any good any really good plays, and I'm kind of a whore for stocks. Like I don't, like some people just have their stock that they love, like Mr. or Tesla for Chief, like whatever. And I don't have a stock. So I was like, fuck it. I don't like anything. I'm going all cash. And so now I'm sitting all cash, but I think I found a play this week. Just I'm sitting there, I don't know, being nerdy or whatever, and start looking at the Misty dividend this week, and
Mm.
it's probably gonna be pretty freaking juicy.
Yeah.
I think it'll be
And
around
then
2.
I mean, if
3.
it's two, that's awesome.
It'll
Yeah.
be over too. It'll be over too.
I'm thinking 3.
Like I
But
said,
it's
it's
gotta
just
maintain. It's
the
gotta
whole
maintain over 300.
the whole thing is with it's what so when they were giving out those $4 dividends, it was based on because Misty is for those that don't know, Misty is an ETF that uses a synthetic position on MSTR to harvest premium income and then distribute it to shareholders. IV at the time that they were over $4 a share was like over 200%, I think, and we're under 100% or around 100%.
Yeah, we're around 100 right now, I
If I'm not mistaken. So I think it's going to be good. It's going to be better than the last 3 months, but I maybe between 2 and 2.5, which is still fucking amazing. But yeah,
So yeah, so I'm full ported into that thing this week. I think I'm gonna do one play. Forget earnings. I'm just full porting that, and then I'll do covered calls and collect like in the money and collect like another dollar per 100 shares.
how
So
much we talking
all
about
in
per
all,
quarter now?
I mean, it's gonna be at least like 250K or so. Yeah,
Damn,
That's going to be
A
beautiful
quarter
dividends,
million,
Bob
a
Dog.
quarter million. That's fucking
no
for
big
real,
awesome.
deal.
dude.
Yeah, no big deal.
It's conviction.
I can't wait to see those dividends.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna fucking come all over my fucking computer screen or phone, whatever the fuck. Whatever. Whenever I know what dividends you get paid out, I'm just gonna come everywhere. So I'm gonna make sure I don't wear any pants next week.
It's ectoplasm.
But yo, we are the dividends confirmed for next week? Or are they the week after?
Oh,
Because I think they're normally like the 10th to 14th. No,
Yeah, I
no,
think
it's
this
this
is like the
week.
13th or something.
No, they're coming out this week. Dude,
Where,
I've looked at this shit so much.
where'd you see
They
that?
they
Yeah.
literally get like, yeah, it's on their website.
Okay.
It's like Wednesday is the X dividend date where they tell you how much it's going to be, and you have to own shares on Wednesday, and then you can actually sell Thursday, and I think the dividend comes Friday.
Yep, that's how they do it. There's always a day in between the recording date and the payout date.
You know what's fucked
Yeah.
up? I always get my dividend on a Saturday.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
that E-Trade bullshit.
that is E-Trade, I guess.
No, Fidelity does it too. Or actually, no, Fidelity is actually earlier. It's Robinhood that does it later. Because I'll get my dividends in Fidelity first before Robinhood, both accounts.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure that my portfolio kind of made you want to do that, there, Bob Dog.
I mean, I'm sure it's an
Young Ember.
influence. This whole
Young Ember.
that guy. Wow.
Did I
Yeah, he was
influence
right.
you?
He's making a fucking salary. He's making literally an annual salary every month.
It's a smart dude. That's a very smart trader.
It is.
And a trader
Yeah.
that has conviction.
Dude, he has 15,000 shares. I can't
Ooh,
imagine. I have 3,000 shares and I'm happy, but man, 15,000 shares.
Man, my
Yeah.
550 shares makes me feel like a little baby trader over here.
Same. I got
Oh,
222 in my Roth, and I think I'm gonna, depending on how Nvidia opens up tomorrow, I think I'm gonna sell my 43 or 44 shares. It's like $5,000, I forget, and just put all that in the Misty for the divvies this week, and then see about selling out maybe, depending on how price action is, picking something else up.
Yeah,
Oh, I
not
have-
only that though, it's BobDog is selling covered calls, or he plans to, on top of the MSTY.
Yep.
That's what
Right,
I'm gonna do
that's
with my
crazy.
margin, because I think I'm gonna buy 1,000 shares with margin now that I know that I'm not gonna get absolutely fucking. I'm not gonna say the word now that I know I'm
ripped. You're not
What
going to
word
get
is that,
ripped.
Chief?
exactly. Now that I know that I'm not gonna get gaped. How's that?
There you go.
I'll just hold it for a
Wafed.
week or two. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the idea. I love selling covered calls, and I love the idea. If you're just going into this play just to get the dividends and you want to get out, why wouldn't you sell covered calls in the money to get as much
Yep.
premium as you can, and you know you're going to be out in a week.
Yep.
And then on to the next.
Exactly. No, it's a great trade, BobDog. Great
So-
trade.
Yeah,
So
I
BobDog,
like it.
in the money calls that you're thinking about selling, like if you bought, or you're buying at around 25, right?
Yeah, it'll be
So
around
would you
25.
sell like 25 covered calls? Is that, or
No, it's probably going to be like between 23 and 24. I don't
okay.
know. I'm going to wait till Wednesday to do it because I want to see where this share price goes. Like, I would expect people, they're going to think the dividend's going to go up and people start buying. Like, so I try to buy shares as early as I can and then I'll wait to sell a covered call. I don't want to get assigned early either. That's why I'm also want to wait like the last minute because
That's so rare though. That's so
it
rare.
it
Yeah,
is,
with
but I would think people would
dividends-
want to do it on this one when they know the dividend's going to be a certain amount. Like,
Very true. Yeah.
is assignment going to be higher than normal? I don't know.
right.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And then the day after the recording date is typically the lowest price of the month, if I remember correctly. I think the Hitman told me that.
Yeah, I pulled all this data. It goes down on average like 2% the day after.
Yeah.
But then it recovers by like Monday. So like
So
if you're
that's when
just
you would want to sell your covered calls then,
Mhm.
you know?
That's a good strategy for sure.
It
Like,
is. I'm excited.
We'll see how it
yeah, I
goes. You know,
know.
just $250,000, no biggie.
No, what are you worried
Yeah.
about? You know, come on, you have,
Well,
you have a huge sofa, man. It's just couch change for you, right?
Yeah.
no, it's
He
a
just
hell of a play, dude.
pulled out some quarters from his gooch.
Right.
It's not bad shares to hold either throughout. They
No.
don't
It
move
really
too
isn't.
terribly.
Well,
Yeah,
It
dude,
it's
really isn't.
especially
I
right
hope.
now with the trajectory of Bitcoin.
If Bitcoin moons, that thing's gonna fucking skyrocket anyway. So you might be
Well,
making money on shares.
Senator Loomis, possibly of possibly Wyoming. I'm not positive on that, but Senator Loomis, she's introducing a bill that's going to show that the government has to buy Bitcoin, and Trump has said that he wants the government to start buying crypto because if we don't, then China will, and we'll be behind China.
It's a good argument.
Run
So
it.
I read the thing on Loomis about Loomis yesterday, and then I read the thing about Trump today. So, and the thing about Trump was I think it was a Truth Social post. So I mean, you know, if you're a Bitcoin holder, this could be good. So
Yeah.
if you're a MicroStrategy holder, this could be good. If you're a
Well,
Misty holder, this could be good.
the thing
Oh, yeah.
is like, and I think this is what people don't understand, right? Because everyone's playing catch up, and the point you just made that we said is a great point is MSTR has been doing this for fucking 4 or 5 years now already. Like no one's gonna catch them. You know what I mean?
Sailor just bought a ton more over the weekend.
They literally have fucking what 550 some odd thousand Bitcoin.
That's what
Yeah,
they
what
had. Yeah, that's what they had. But Sailor just bought more this weekend. So
what
So, like,
percentage is
well,
that of all
It's like
Bitcoin?
almost 3%, if not at 3%. of all Bitcoin and ever that will
insane.
exist. It's
insane.
fucking nuts. What people don't get, like, he did this before governmental adoption, right? Before there were fucking funds that were buying Bitcoin, before BlackRock, before everything. Like it's oh my god. I just wish he would. And they just announced another fucking $42 billion ATM, I think.
Yeah.
Which it kind of sucks, because if he would just stop fucking doing that, the price of the stock would go through the fucking roof.
Right?
Oh my god, it would.
I was really,
Yeah,
I
but-
was
But
really.
sorry, Chief.
No, I was just gonna say, I was really hoping that when. So if people don't know, there was like a $10 billion, or or not dollar. There was like a 10 billion share proposal or something like that got passed through in December, and Saylor holds 46 some odd % of ownership voting rights, which is why I got it. Whatever he wanted would have got passed, and I really hoped that that passed for the fact that they were going to do a 10-to-1 stock split. And it appears that he's just going to keep using it for dilution to buy more fucking Bitcoin, which
Yeah.
long term, all right, that's fine. But oh fuck, I don't know.
So-
how about MicroStrategy's earnings?
Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
was funny.
It's the
That was
worst
funny.
earnings of all time.
It
Yo,
was
yeah.
On
negative
paper.
82,000, I think, percent.
You
Yeah,
guys-
missed.
You guys realize, like, and that was just because of the way the rules work with the new accounting standards.
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be totally different next quarter.
Right. And people need to understand that with the sheer fucking volume of Bitcoin that they hold, $1,000 swing in Bitcoin either way is over $500 million on their income.
So this is why I don't mind the ATM right now, right? If you're gonna dilute now, but we also need to remember that when he dilutes, it's not like it's not like when a regular company dilutes. It's not like when any other company dilutes. When any other company dilutes the shares, yes, the share price goes down. When MicroStrategy dilutes the shares, they use that money to buy more Bitcoin for the
Right.
company. So
It's not for operations, yeah.
exactly. So then you also need to understand that MicroStrategy has an MNAV, a multiplier around their Bitcoin and their Bitcoin holdings. And so the more Bitcoin that they have and the higher the price goes, the higher the MNAV will go, the more valuable MicroStrategy shares will be, because MicroStrategy shares are essentially leveraged Bitcoin shares.
Right. But with the dilution, that decreases the MNAV. So it never allows for the pop.
It decreases it now. I'd rather he do it now before the banking regulations come in. Let the
Before
bank
it moons.
exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
But
You know?
I don't. So that's where conviction kind of gets a little scary, right? Because I don't know if he will stop, because he's repeatedly said he'll keep buying Bitcoin when it's $1 million a coin.
Okay, so let's say it doesn't stop. Let's just look at at MicroStrategy shares historically. I'm good with that.
I'm not opposed to it, but it depends. So I think the biggest concern is, and they've said this, I listened to the earnings call. He said it multiple times on the earnings call. That was the first thing I think that he opened with, was their number one concern is providing value to MSTR shareholders, right?
Excellent.
Where people are
Works for
calling
me.
a little bit. What's that?
I say that works for me.
Where people are calling bullshit or saying, like, what the fuck, is, well, if you would just stop fucking hitting the ATM, MNAV would go through the roof. It would
Yeah,
skyrocket.
it'd be 1,000 right now.
Right. And the
Easily.
share price would just fucking, it would boom, like BobDog said.
Right. So here's another thing, man. Call me a little conspiracy theorist. I don't know. But
Ooh.
But I did.
Been a while since we had one of those.
Darren's hair's perked right up.
His
So
cock got hard.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's about to get real hard, real
His hood
thick and
opened
veiny,
up.
bro. Real thick and veiny.
Oh God.
Are you circumcised, Daren?
Or are you investing in hood?
Chief, aren't you the one that got circumcised like 3 years old or some shit?
Yeah, man. I was 5.
Jesus.
It was a
Jesus.
bad
Oh,
memory.
God.
It was a bad memory.
Yeah.
5 years old.
Nice.
God damn.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, that
What
didn't
led
actually
to that?
happen. That
Did
didn't
you want
actually
it?
happen, but it was a funny joke.
Oh,
Oh, I was over here feeling all bad for you and shit. What the fuck?
No, I got it cut off, and then whatever. Like I don't know what they use it for. I think they use it to like cook and stew.
They use it to fuck, dude. That's what they use dicks for. To fuck.
Yeah.
The
Can't
sex
believe that-
changes.
I'm just
Uh-huh.
a little tangent. I can't believe they stole that from us. Do you know how much from my research, my limited research on dicks? Do you know how much fucking how many pleasure receptors are in your foreskin?
I
Oh,
wouldn't
really?
know. I wouldn't know.
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
know
either. I wouldn't either. They don't
I
want
don't
us to
need-
know.
I don't need
At
more
least some.
pleasure receptors, to be honest.
Yeah, I already only
Bob's
last
getting
30
it.
seconds.
Right.
Bob's getting it.
It'd be a
I'm good
fucking
with what I
throw it
got.
in. You can't even pull it out. I just throw it in and
No.
fucking bust right away.
Right. It hit my pants and fucking go.
Oh fuck. Well, all right, sorry. What were you saying, Fish?
Fuck, I forgot what we were talking about, man. I'm just over here in debate, fucking laughing around with you guys.
Well,
No,
apparently
my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy.
Oh, that's right.
All
Yep.
right. Are you sure you don't want me to say like I wanted to say?
What's go ahead, say what you wanted to say.
When it comes to climaxes, right? So like the guy has a very moderate climax compared to the chick. Like the chick, it's like an orchestra playing when they have a climax. For the guy, it's like playing a violin. So
I'm
Gonna
like
chew all
playing a
over my bubble
saxophone,
gum.
baby. I'm like playing a saxophone.
that's the science.
That's
I
the
am jazz. There's jazz musicianship going on when I'm fucking.
Yeah.
When I'm fucking.
All right, conspiracy.
Good
Fish.
thing.
All right, man.
Yes.
So
Your
you
turn.
know, like I was in MicroStrategy back last fall before it got shorted, and then so I've been paying attention to different things that I see from Sailor, and I remember hearing one interview with Sailor, and he said it in passing, and like whoever was interviewing him didn't pick up on it for some reason. But he said that he wants to make MicroStrategy the world's first digital bank.
Yep.
So, it was MicroStrategy. Now it's strategy with the Bitcoin symbol, right?
Yeah, they're like changing.
Is it going to turn
Yeah,
into strategy bank next?
Yeah,
You would
I
hope
think
so.
that's the goal. They're just like, wow, we have all this Bitcoin asset, might as well just become a bank.
I mean,
So then he starts loaning out Bitcoin. Then strategy starts loaning out Bitcoin, their own Bitcoin, and making interest on it.
well,
So
here's the caveat. Here's the caveat. Sailor said he will, and this, you remember I sent to you guys. I wrote a thesis in like March about strategy and what they should do with their Bitcoin, like put it to use. So
I
the
remember.
caveat is, they said they will never sell, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which is Sailor's ethos. So what I was thinking was how can they devise a plan or a play where they don't have to sell, because for those that don't know, all their Bitcoin is unencumbered, which means none of their Bitcoin is collateral for any of the money that they have, which is fucking insanity if you think about it. But I'm stoned. I forget where I was going to go with that.
No, you're saying that they're probably just going to be they are going to just loan out their Bitcoin instead of selling it. But like you said, they're never going to sell.
But if they
I don't
loaned
really know
it,
how that's going to work. How you loan Bitcoin, but
they would you loan it by using it as collateral. That's how you loan it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
You don't have to guess, man. That's how it is.
Well, it's different. It's different is all I'm saying. Like, I couldn't go to a bank and just be like, hey, can I just get a Bitcoin?
No, but when strategy has fucking over 500 million or 500,000 Bitcoin, they have fucking however many $1 billion worth. They can say, hey, we're going to give this to a bank for fiat that we can, like, we're going to use this as collateral, and we can loan X or Y amount dollars at, Z interest percent using this as collateral. But that just goes against like Sailor, who he is as a person.
Well, but what if they could get paid back in Bitcoin? because the new banking regulations gave out new guidelines to the banks recently on crypto that they have to start preparing ways to do crypto transactions.
Well, that was in my thesis. That's essentially what I wrote was all the money that they would be like. So, all right, say they have a hoard of 500,000, which they have more of, but just to keep it simple, they have a hoard, a hoard of 500,000 Bitcoin, right? They could put up 100,000 as collateral. So at a Bitcoin price of, 100 grand each, do the math. And then they can use that as a starter position in order to start giving out these loans. And then the interest that they earn when the loans are paid down, they can use to buy more Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a repeat cycle.
Right.
But feasibility, I don't know. I'm sure they're working on it. I'm sure they're actively trying to figure out how to do it, how to leverage the giant fucking hoard of Bitcoin that they have in order to make more money besides just waiting for the currency itself to appreciate. But we'll have to see.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
so much invisible money that I just don't understand. I love it.
Yeah. What is Bitcoin? Nobody knows, but I know we can make money on it.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
That's all I had to know.
Well, it's a digital currency, and
It's a digital currency that is an
can't see it.
anti-inflationary tactic. Yeah, I know all of that stuff.
Well,
But what is it?
That's the beautiful thing, though. It's the hardest asset in the world. It's the most decentralized thing in the world.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, hey, look. I'm actually looking forward to the Bitcoin winter, so that I can
Load up, baby.
exactly so that I can load up.
Speaking of loading up, MTPLF. I'm telling you guys.
I just bought 100 shares. I got it a little later than you guys
Yeah, I got 100 shares too, but I don't really know much about it.
I bought it. I bought it and then I looked up what it was. I just bought it.
I didn't even look at the building. Oh my god!
Whoa!
How'd you convince yourself to buy?
It's a foreign company, and you didn't look at the building. What are you getting us into here, bro?
All right, well, I really admire Trollstein, okay, and he was saying that he bought it, and I was like, I don't like the $50 fee, and it kept going up, and I said, all right, I'll get one.
So I put in my buy order. I saw the $50 fee. I canceled it out. And then you told me, you're like, well, Trollstein told me to do it. And I was like, okay, buy it.
I like how I didn't have any influence buying my 500 shares.
Bro, I love you. You're a great trader. Just being fully honest here, you're not Trollstein.
So here's a little background about the company. They're Japan-based, for those that don't know. It used to be a hotel company. They owned and operated like 30 hotels, and I think they're down to 1 at the moment because they completely revised like the company strategy, and now they want to be the purest Bitcoin investment vehicle that there is in the market. And so I believe.
What does that mean by purist?
Are they mining or are they just buying? Like
they are just buying, but it's different. The way they go about it is different. So. They're very young. Like at the moment, I think as of April, they held like 4,900 Bitcoin or something like that, which is still the largest treasury in Asia. And they announced their goal is 10,000 by the end of 2025 and 21,000 by the end of 2026.
I like it.
They track Bitcoin per share, the Bitcoin yield, which surged 120% year to date, which insanely outpaces the dilution that they're using. So their raises have actually been accretive. The fuck? I have a note here somewhere.
Like I noticed that like the CEO is like in his 20s and he's white.
Now I'm scared. Now I'm really scared.
Simon Gurovich, yeah, he's a public Bitcoin advocate, but there's also someone I believe named Dylan that's involved, who I think Trollstein actually is gonna be with within the upcoming week, so he's gonna hang out with him. And Sailor just tweeted something at him. So
at who? Trollstein?
No, at
I wouldn't be surprised.
the other dude at that
20.
Dylan,
yeah.
Dylan from Japan.
It's well, he's not Japanese either,
Um,
or he's not Asian either.
Dylan, the white boy from Japan.
Actually, guess what?
But,
NewFish. Trollstein is meeting Michael Saylor tomorrow
I know.
at
I
that
know.
event.
oh shit!
That's why
I was actually going to go to it, but the tickets sold out.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it's possible that Sailor's tweeting at Trollstein.
So what
Yeah.
what they do though, what they do differently than MSTR is they'll dilute their shares on green days and then buy on red days. So they like kind of actively
That's right.
manage the way that they acquire their Bitcoin, right? It's not just, dilution buy, dilution buy, dilution buy. There's a strategy.
They're swing trading it.
Correct. And it's been working out very well for them.
Hey man, I like it. I like it. It's a good methodology to follow. Make a lot of money. That's how I first started trading, is swing trading, man. So if I can just invest in a company that swing trades Bitcoin, fuck yeah, why
That's
not?
what I'm saying. Because they could do it a lot better than I could. I know that for a fact.
Goddamn right. Plus,
Yeah,
man, I'm looking at other charts all day. Shit.
And right now
I'm
they
not-
have like a 3.2 times NAV premium. So
Damn,
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah.
I'm gonna see about getting 1,000 shares of that, but it's gonna have to be a pretty big dip. But we'll see.
They might
yeah,
might currently be squeezing, FYI.
It's fine. I got 100 shares. I'm fine.
So the other one that I don't know if you guys saw that Sir Jack had shared, I think it's called CLPF.
No, CLBR.
No,
CLBR.
CLBR, yeah,
There
like
you go.
caliber.
And like
Something with
that's
guns.
gonna turn into Pew. And
Yeah.
like Eric
Pew,
Trump
pew.
is on the board, and
Eric
it's
Trump's
gonna
involved
be
in MetaPlanet, by the way.
No, yeah, I think
Oh.
it's actually Donald J. Trump Jr. who's on the board
shit.
yeah.
I'm way off. I'm glad I'm investing in
That's a
them.
brother.
As long as it's one of the
Brother.
Trumps, that's all you need to know that it's going to make money. Unless it turns out to be like UMAC when Trump got on the board, Donald Trump Jr. got on the board of UMAC and went up, and then it went down.
Yeah, we're like the
That's
Trump
shorted.
coin pump and dumps. I mean, one thing that's funny is people shit on Sir Jack for the pump and dump when the fucking president of the United States already did the same thing. But
Exactly.
No. Okay, get this. Trump coin was like the best freaking coin that came out ever. And then what happened? Melania coin came out. And everybody
Ivanka
And then
coin.
Ivanka. Yeah, exactly.
let's just focus on those two coins, right? It was like the
focus
yin
on all
and
three of
yang.
them. A whole bunch of
Yeah,
rug
yeah.
pulls.
It was
And
bad.
right after that, the Bianca coin came out.
The Ye coin, the Kanye coin.
As you saw how Trump coin gained and gained over time, that's pretty much how crypto works. It's where it gets shown on different platforms and whatnot. Like first it went on to Phantom, and then it moved on to crypto.com, and then Coinbase, and then Robinhood. And that's because they met all these criterias in the valuation to get listed onto that. So you kind of
That's
just
why
got
we're
to see
holding
how
our
a meme coin works. Yeah, you just kind of see how a meme coin works in motion that way. It just hit every single checkpoint. So
Another thing I forgot to mention about MTPLF, MetaPlanet, is that they actually show proof of the custody of their coin. I know that was a point of contention for a lot of people that are invested in MSTR. I guess that's a big deal in the crypto
Well,
world.
yeah, when it's pretty much the only asset the company has.
Right. But I mean, I wrote plenty of shit arguing, that if you really think that like it'd be the biggest scam of all time if MSTR didn't have custody of their coins, because I mean they're audited by the fucking SEC, and I don't care if you.
I'm pretty sure that even on earnings they have to say what assets they have, and they have to reveal how much Bitcoin that they have in their assets. So
Like I said, they're audited by the SEC.
Yeah.
But yeah, MetaPlanet shows custody around their around their Bitcoin treasury, and they also want to offer yield services, which is like we just talked about with MSTR. So they're thinking beyond the scope of just buy and hold.
Yeah.
And I'm sure MSTR is too. They just haven't publicly disclosed it yet, but we'll see. I'm in both.
Sailor,
Yeah.
I'll just say the Sailor's a visionary, and whatever we know, we probably can't even imagine him scratching the surface of his plan.
Agreed.
Well, he has his plan. He's just sticking to it, and so far it's working out.
That's yeah.
So
If I was at MetaPlanet CEO, I'd just be getting selfies with him all the time. And then if my stock is down, I would just post something on X of me with Sailor.
It works. It works.
Did you guys
I got
see?
like 50 pictures of my camera roll ready to fucking go.
Did you guys see the rumor that Nvidia is gonna start buying Bitcoin too?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
I think you told me
Yeah.
that, BobDog, actually,
I did.
just now.
Oh, okay.
Just now.
I did see that. That's interesting.
Because I was saying GameStop should have done this like 4 years ago when they had all that cash. They would just be like astronomical now. And now,
Hey, wait. How does GameStop have so much cash?
from their stock pump, they
Yep.
had.
Yes, from the freaking investors that blindly bought into it.
Yeah.
No,
And they sold.
And they don't
They
do
made all
R&D.
this money.
Well, they have no
So-
R&D. What are they spending money on? You know
I
what
mean, have you been to a GameStop lately? It's a shithole.
Yeah, it's
Well,
awful. Some
every
dude, I
single
watched
one.
a
Hard to
video
go
of
to
some
them
dude
because
getting
they're
stabbed in
closing
the neck at
down.
a GameStop.
That's terrible.
It was.
So they're closing down. What Ryan Cohen's doing right now is he's closing down the least profitable locations, and they are accumulating Bitcoin. And the way they got all that cash, allegedly. Well, hey, I say they are. So there you go. That's all you need. Source,
So
source,
facts.
me.
Yes.
Trust me, bro. And they were being shorted to hell, so he just kept diluting the share pool to screw the shorts. Well, at the same time, the company's getting money, so they're just it's good for the company. It's actually working out for the shareholders because the shorts were not able to win.
Dilution helps shorts.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it was they were able to get out, but they weren't able to win.
Gotcha. But like in MSTR's case, like every time Sailor dilutes, it helps the shorts.
Oh,
It keeps the price suppressed.
I wish he would have done that back in fucking November of last year. God damn it!
Yeah. November 25th, 2024.
Fuck, man, terrible goddamn day.
The greatest day in American history.
So speaking of which, MSTR now trading at 390 has brought my port back to an all-time high.
Boom.
Yay!
I'm fucking man. I'm fucking stoked.
You guys are
Dude,
all at all-time highs. I love it.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Daren broke the 6-figure mark. Like,
Yep.
Congratulations, Daren.
dude, and
I
just through
actually
like
have more. I have more than what's reported. I think it's 103K. I actually have like 111, 112.
My
There you
man.
go.
There's some things that don't sync on After
That's
Hour,
true,
which we can
yeah.
actually start talking about as well.
Oh, like OTC stuff doesn't for me.
Right.
So I've got something
Yeah,
too
OTC
that
stuff.
shows.
The
double
cash
down to
holdings
win,
don't.
man.
Cash holdings from Fidelity don't transfer over properly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
my MTPLF position doesn't show because it's over the counter. That's why, like, if you check Trollstein's account. Oh, by the way, speaking of MTPLF, Climb That Ladder has 2.5 million shares. I think I told you guys that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I know. That's just unfathomable. Did he sell any of his MicroStrategy shares?
I think he probably sold all of them.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
transitioned completely into MTPLF. He's been building
Oh,
that
shit.
position for a while.
Oh,
Dude.
wow.
He views
right,
it as
get
the next
this.
10 to 40 times over the next 5 years.
What?
Yeah, I remember back in November, whenever MicroStrategy was at like 550 or whatever, and he sold cover calls on all his. I don't know if it's all of his MicroStrategy shares, but it was a shit ton of them.
It was worth
He
a few
sold-
$1 million.
Dude, he sold 1080 calls for like December. And, like they sold for like over 1,000 each for each call, dude, and like it just millions of dollars right there in cover calls, which obviously he just got premium for, and I guess he just bought MetaPlanet. So, shit, good for him. Yeah, he should share more of his plays.
He does on X. He does on X.
Well, I'm just saying, like once like accounts get like over like 20 million or whatever, it's kind of hard to follow because they just have so much money into it that it wouldn't reflect well if you follow the same thing. You know what I'm
Right, you
saying?
know,
like if they
That's
make
why I have a starter
$1, they made
position.
like millions of dollars.
That's why I have a 500 share starting position. I wish I would have fucking bought more, obviously.
Yeah, I
It's
still
up like
think that there's room.
25%.
I think I'll
Yeah.
take my Misty dividends next week and buy more MTPLF.
Oh, there you go.
Love it. Yep. That's what I've been doing with my dividends in the Roth. And that's probably what I will do, honestly, is use all those dividends. Because right now they're in my taxable account.
Well, we should just say to people real quick that MTPLF is trading in the $3 range.
Yeah, it's $3.50. But the first 100 share tranche I bought was at $2.72, and I believe I bought 400 more shares at $2.89, and now it's at like 3.5, 3.58.
I just bought Friday. I think I bought it like $3.29.
Good price, still a good price.
So
I got screwed out of all you. No, I'm just kidding. There's that $50 fee. I only bought 100 of them, but it was like a $4.10 per share.
Gotcha.
Which I plan to DCA if it drops.
Wait,
to like
is
1,000
it
shares.
a $50 fee like for each like bulk order?
It's for everyone.
No, it's
yes, for
international.
Yeah, so for each order. So if you order 10,000 shares
Yeah.
or you order one share, you just pay the $50.
Not if you buy through E-Trade.
Yeah, that's a good
Fidelity.
We have Fidelity.
It was the normal $4.95 commission fee.
Oh God, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. But wait, so you get a commission fee for any trade you do?
I do, but not always $4.95. Like if I'm trading options, I think it's 50 cents or something like that.
Yeah, I don't pay like any commission fees. Maybe like on options, maybe like cents on the dollar, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. But all right, boys, we're at the 1 hour mark. Do we have any closing remarks?
Yeah, anybody got any earnings plays?
I know Hims is this week, right?
Yeah.
Hims is this week. CoreWeave is the 14th, I believe. I think I'm gonna play one or if not both of those.
Got Palantir Monday, RXRX Monday, Hims. Oof.
That's the RX.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the RX fucking chart looks kind of bullish.
And guys, 20% of the S&P I think is this week.
Yeah,
damn,
it is.
Damn.
What? I thought it was last week.
Was
I know
it last
Apple
week?
was 7%.
No, it's 20% this week. Last week was like 40%.
40, yeah. Last week was
Yeah, okay. That makes sense now.
How many percents make 100?
I don't
know.
We need a fucking mathematician in here.
Oh, we're at like 60 now. Let's be fair. 60%. So, yeah, like as for like these earnings, like I don't trust them anymore. I used to trust them, but now it's just a big green candle followed by a big red candle. And what does that do? It just kills options.
Yeah.
Kills them.
So,
yeah.
That's why. Oh, go ahead.
Well, if Full Port or Bust was here, which I'm sure we'll talk to him next week, he gets into the leveraged ETFs,
Yeah,
I think those are probably the best. Yeah, those are probably the best things to use if you're gonna.
BobDog made a post about that.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, Infinance made a post about that, and it was a very good post.
It's the same thing I've been doing. I've been doing the same damn thing. Buying options, it has to go like 8% in your favor to even.
It's already built
make
into
money.
the premium. That's the idea.
You get fucking crushed. So I've been buying shares and then just selling options, and I'll take my like 5% gain and be happy.
My thought on this earnings season is I'm not doing any options whatsoever on earnings calls. Not doing it.
We've graduated.
Yeah, man.
We're old now.
Not happening. Not in this market.
Not very adventurous.
We're in our
So
40s with families.
exactly. So my thought is either shares or leverage shares that you can set a sell limit order so that if they do have that huge green dildo spike, you can just boom, it
Yeah.
automatically sells off and you've made your profit.
Well, the thing is that usually happens after hour, and you
Right.
can't even sell, especially if you have options. I think like the best you can do
No,
is sell at like 8 p.m.
that's why I'm saying no options. The leverage shares. I think you can do the leverage shares up until 8, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, actually, that kind of checks out. I was able to do that with OroBN for the hood earnings.
Yeah, that's the 2x.
I was able to get in and get out before the drop. Just
See,
as I
there you
planned.
go.
I think I shared it with you guys too. It went up a couple dollars or whatever. And
Yeah, I
sold
was
it.
planning on selling at 17 too, and it's just I got tied up at work. It didn't work out for me. But we're still holding. I have 150 shares. Still up over
Fucking
20%.
job.
150
Yeah.
shares of Robin?
Of Robin, yeah. Still up
Oh,
over
dude,
20%.
yeah.
I think it'll come
mean,
back. I'm gonna
eventually,
get rid
right?
of it at 17.
Dude, I believe in Hood, man. Hood is just they're doing good things. They're bringing out more and more things. I mean, now they have they have professional basketball, quote unquote, contracts.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They're still cooking for sure. But it just seems that every time there's good news, there's a sellout.
I believe in the
their
company
guidance
long
is not
term.
the best.
100%. I believe in the company long term. It's just I just want to make some money quick and reposition it probably to MTPLF or start building a misty position in my taxable account.
But I do think him's, regardless what happens in this earnings, because shit can go either way, 20% up or down, but like they're only a 9 billion market cap and they're extremely popular. I think they are gonna be like $100-$200 company
Same.
in the
Same
next
with Hood.
year or two. Same with Hood. Oh yeah, for sure.
I think
Those,
they're
those
like
are probably my
parallel,
two
those
top
two
two.
companies. Yeah.
Yeah, those are like my two big choices. So my kids' accounts, I've Hood and Hims.
Love
The
it.
ones I'm just letting them sit there for like 15 years, because I'm married with kids.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's gonna be awesome when they thank you for it when they have turn
Yeah.
18 and have fucking 40 grand.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome when they go to college and BobDog's like, yeah, sell your stocks, pay for it
Right? You're
yourself.
paying for it, bitch.
Right.
Love you
He's
to
like,
death, but
I knew what I was doing.
Pay
you
with
figure
dick
out
stuff.
what you want to do. Oh fuck. All right, boys. Well, good episode.
It's been a
And-
wonderful episode, guys.
Yep. We're
Great
wrapped
to
up.
chat.
Wrap
Yeah.
up this AfterWhores podcast, and I just wanted to, end by letting you guys know I love you.
Yeah, we love you too, man.
Whoa,
Love you.
you're the
There we
first to
go.
say it,
Oh,
bro.
dude. All right. Fish. 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 Fish.
I
Fish.
love you, Chief.
Let's fucking go. All right, boys. All right. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Oh no, Chief left already. He's still recording.
Fucking Chief. He probably had to go get a tattoo.
He forgot.
He's getting a big eggplant tattooed on him.
He forgot his own shit. All right, Chief. You gotta
I
close.
forgot.